Welcome back to the Evil X channel. Let's do some more stuff with the Supra. I'm loving this thing. Apparently I've never had a real sports car before. This is a real sports car. This thing is insane. It is crazy. We have upcoming videos on a downpipe install along with the MHD tune. I'm so excited to show you guys. This thing's a sexy beast. Why don't we work on protecting that sexy hind end there, those sexy hips. Let's put on some rock guards. Help protect the paint a little bit around the front and rear fenders. Let's check the footage of that. Roll that beautiful bean footage. Don't worry guys, we still got plenty of WRX stuff coming up to the channel. Here's old girl right here. She isn't going anywhere. We are going to put on a Cybon carbon fiber trunk. I'm pretty excited about that. That took over 6 months to show up. So we'll get that put on. It's gonna take some fitting to get like the bracketry as far as like the trunk mount and where the license plate lights go and things like that. So we'll go into that, we'll clear coat it, then we'll go into re-putting on the APR GTC 300 wing. We have the Perrin pitch stop brace that'll work in conjunction with the Perrin pitch stop we did. And we are also going to finally fix the CX Racing oil cooler. I think I have a solution for that. So those videos are going to be coming up. So if you're into 2015 and up WRX content and installs, browse through the videos on my channel, see if any of those interest you, and consider subscribing if you like that sort of stuff. And then we got more Supra stuff coming too. Now let's go look at the parts we have on the workbench as far as what we are going to be doing today. Next up, we have some rock guards. These should be pretty simple to install as well. The company ZL1 add-ons, I think these were like 50 or 60. So these rock guards will help protect the paint behind the wheels. These sticky Michelins actually spit off a lot of rubber too. So I'm already noticing I'm getting a lot of rubber on the paint back here, front and back, all four corners. So let's start installing the mud guard. The hardware that the kit comes with these push clips. So there's going to be 4 for each side on the front. And those are going to be going over here. You can see we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So those, I believe you just pop in the center. I might need a pick or something smaller. Pop in, then you can leverage them out. So let me try that. Then on the back, while we're looking at the hardware, it comes with these spacers. There's a bit of a gap behind where the back of the wheel well is. So it'll take a spacer and it'll replace the factory screws that are there. So let's start with the front. See if we can get those 4 popped out. So I just have a punch tool laying around here in the garage because we got little narrow spots to punch those out. Let me give that a try. Once you got the inner pins pushed in all the way, get like a little flathead screwdriver. As you start poking those out, the center little plastic dowel piece is just gonna pop out the back. So expect that, no big deal, because we are provided with the new push pins. So let's start getting the rock guard lined up. So we got our 4 holes opened up there. You're gonna have to work with the plastic wheel well so that it lines up with the fender there. Trying to get you a good angle. I'm trying to work on this from behind the camera, but the thinner ones are going on the front, so it's gonna line up like that. We'll start putting some of the push pins in, little pop clips. Once you got the interiors of the clips pushed all the way through, then you need to secure these outer plastic dowels. I'm just gonna get something that has a flat surface that's metal or something hard. Those center pins are actually kind of difficult to get pushed in. If you're pushing in with a metal object, get on top of the pin and make sure you have it centered as you push against it. As you push that pin in, that piece of plastic is going to want to bend and warp. Just keep working on it until you get it pushed in, seat it in all the way so it's flush with these clips here. Then do the same thing on the other side. Let's get to the back. On the back wheels, you'll see you'll get rubber and dirt flung up back this direction as well. So back here you have 3 8mm. There's one there. It's gonna be hard to see. One up there, one up there. So we'll get those taken off, 8mm. Then you'll have 3 screws and 3 spacers and washers. So I'm gonna put those on those sides of the screw. So you're gonna have the screw going in, then your wider rock guard going in that direction. And then the spacer is going to be behind that, because if you look back here, there's a little bit of a gap in between where it meets up with this line. So that's why it comes with the provided spacers. Let me start getting those in, then I'll show you what it looks like. That's what the factory screws look like. So up here, see this last one? So when you're undoing those, get started with your 8mm socket. Then I found once you got to almost getting it out, it was helpful to get in there with a spanner wrench, 8mm as well, and that made it a little easier to get that last little bit. Then the spacers are going to be going back here, the rock guard on top of that, then the screws through that going that direction. Alright, so this will be a lot easier if you take the wheel off, but it can be done without taking the wheel off if you don't want to. So I would recommend starting with that top one. I started with the bottom one first and I had trouble getting it all lined up. So I started with the top one, middle one, bottom one. It's really tricky to keep the spacer on there from behind the rock guard and line up the screw, but it can be done. So what you're going to need is a Phillips head on a 90-degree screwdriver like that. Then you can get back there and tighten them down. So as you're first putting them in, just get them in a few threads on the top one, middle one, so it's secure. Line up the bottom one, then you can start tightening them all down. Do the same thing on the other side. Again, if you want to take off the wheel, go for it. If you don't, it can be done. So far it's looking pretty good. Not too bad. We'll get the other side wrapped up. I ended up taking the tire off for the other side. It is a lot easier. So you can get right in there. Plenty of hand room if you want to use a power drill or a full-size screwdriver. Let's get that wheel put back on. Looking good so far. Some beefy 275s, nice. Those weren't too hard to install. Again, I'd say on these push clips here, so you got the 4 on each side on the front, they have that center plastic dowel. As you're pushing those in with a harder object, they do want to bend and misshape, and you just got to be careful that those don't break as you're pushing them back in. You will get them. And the backs on those rock guards, it is going to be a lot easier if you do end up just taking off the wheels. It can be done if you really don't want to take off the back wheels, but it will be much easier if you do. Thanks for watching the video. I appreciate it. We have a lot of cool stuff coming up with the Supra. I can't wait to show you The downpipe we got, it is a VRSF is the brand, catless downpipe. We're gonna put on that guy along with the MHD tune. It is going to be sweet. You guys are gonna wanna see that. Hit the subscribe button. I was looking at the analytics and only like 8% of the views were from subscribers. It doesn't cost you anything. Just hit the subscribe button. Shameless plug, I know. Hit the thumbs up, it really helps the small YouTubers out. And until next time, I'm